Hey guys, Darth Glork here, back with part 3? 3. Welcome back to part 3 of my Love Ribbon playthrough. So last time, things were starting to get pretty intense with Iris and Zoe. Yeah, very intense. Iris started doing some pretty sketchy internet searches because she's trying to figure things out, and she got distracted and she left her door open, and it got very intense. And then Zoe is on a quest to confirm whether they're even sisters, and I don't know if she believes it or not. I think she's leaning towards not, and I'm kind of with her on that front. They don't at all feel alike, and I think their eyes are even slightly different. I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time believing it. So, we will see. Now, Iris doesn't seem as curious about the parentage thing as I am, or as Zoe seems to be. I don't think she cares a whole lot. I mean, look, man, they're meant for each other either way, so it really doesn't matter in the end, but, it would be easier. It would be easier in some ways. So anyway, we are back on track. So it was episode 2 that things started getting really hot and heavy, because I think there was 3 cuts in episode 2, as far as cutting away for lewd things. So, episode 2 is starting to get real intense, so I'm here for it. Anyway, as another long day nears its conclusion, I stretch out my back against my chair and raise my arms, unconsciously letting out a moan. All day I've been completely devoted to my studies, lest I focus on certain other topics, and now my body and mind are both tired. Fortunately, I have only one more class to go, after which I can rest to my heart's content. I'm assuming that's her stretching. Whoa, careful there, Iris. I turned around to see one of my classmates standing right behind me. While stretching my arms, I had pulled too far back, placing my hand an inch away from the girl's breast. Whoops. Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to. Relax, even if you had gone a little further, I wouldn't get angry over something like that. I can't say if your girlfriend would approve, though. My girlfriend? Duh, I mean Zoe. She may come off as laid back, but I don't think she'd appreciate us flirting behind her back. Flirting? Who's flirting? I was just stretching, that's all. The girl giggles to herself. I can see why Zoe likes you, Iris. You're so much fun to tease. Jeez, how mean. I puff my cheeks out. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Really, you and Zoe make a cute couple. Not gonna try to get between you. You're wrong, though, and I don't appreciate what you're insinuating. Zoe and I are sisters, nothing more, nothing less. Wow, well, of course not. Two sisters is I was just kidding about all that earlier stuff. But the other girls are talking. They all think you're a couple. Doesn't it bother you? I mean, being paired up with your own sister is kind of embarrassing. Right, totally embarrassing. I mean, being that way with your own sister, could you even imagine? I'd seriously die. Okay, look, judgment lady. How about you keep your opinions to yourself? How about that? I know, it's the worst. I wish people wouldn't say things like that about us, even though it's kind of true. I mean, so disgusting. We're sisters, nothing more, nothing less. Totally. What do you think, Zoe? Huh? I turned back around. You freaking idiot. I turned back around towards the front of the classroom and find a new presence. Zoe is standing in front of my desk, staring at my classmate and I bemusedly. Bemusedly? What? How long has she been there? Did she come to visit me? Zoe, you don't need to explain. We're sisters, right? Nothing more, nothing less. Zoe glares at me as she speaks. Oh, Lord. Her words hurt more than I thought they would, and I immediately realized how painful my conversation with my classmate must have been for Zoe. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Of course, we're more than just sisters. We're friends, aren't we? I look Zoe in the eye, smiling apologetically as I do. Zoe bites her lip and sighs in resignation. Something like that. Not just something like that. You're my best friend, Zoe, and I like to think that I'm yours. If we aren't friends, then what are we? Zoe turns away with a troubled look on her face. Zoe takes a step back away from my desk. Zoe walks away without another word. Oh, god damn it. Iris, you've got to start watching where you talk. For the love of God. Anyway, I meant to mention really quick. I turned down the music in game. The first 2 parts, the music was a little loud. I did not realize because I did not check, admittedly. I didn't check right after I recorded part 1 or anything. I recorded 1 and 2 back to back, and so I didn't check anything. I just started the next one. And so after I edited those 2, though, in editing I noticed that the music was very loud. So I have turned down the music 25%. I think the balancing should be better because for the most part it was okay. It was just a hair too loud. So I think the balancing should be much better now. Anyway, and it was only when the music got really loud, there was more quiet stuff, and the quiet stuff was balanced fine, but the loud stuff was a little too loud, so. Anyway, So that's not awesome. Way to go, Iris. Quickly making her way to the door and leaving the classroom. I watch her receding figure with bated breath, unable to say a word as she leaves. Wow, that was awkward. What's got into her? You two are usually so close. Are you two fighting or something? Finally coming to my senses, I rise to my feet, leave my desk. Without saying a word, I run to the classroom door, then head down the hallway. Oh, god dang it, Iris. Zoe! I soon locate Zoe, at which point I quickly call out to her. Zoe flashes a brief smile. She sees me running towards her, then reverts to the sour expression she wore while leaving the classroom. What is it? I reach Zoe's side, finally puffing and panting from the sudden sprint. Zoe, I didn't mean... Oh, what I said back there. I didn't mean it, you know? If you say so. Zoe tries to turn away. As she does, I grab her shoulder with great strength, many times stronger than I'd usually think myself capable of. I mean, what was I supposed to say? What do you think we might not really be siblings? That you think we might not really be siblings? That we got drunk and almost I'm doing the best I can, okay? If you say so. Repeating her previous reply, Zoe once again tries to turn away. I do say so. I will continue to say so until I get through to you. Even if it turns out that we aren't siblings, I'm still gonna care about you, Zoe. And if we are siblings, I'm prepared for that too. No matter what happens, I'll fight to keep our relationship the same way it is now. Silence. You really don't understand at all. Then help me understand. Tell me what's going through your mind, Zoe. Zoe shakes her head from side to side. Forget it. Talking about this won't do any good. Let's just wait for the results and go from there. Zoe tries yet again to escape my grasp. This time she grabs hold of my wrist and removes my hand by force, easily overpowering her weak older sister. No, Zoe, that's... Ow, ow, ow. No, hey, Zoe, I'm not done talking with you. Zoe. No, Zoe. No. How quickly the relationship has deteriorated. You put your foot in your mouth like one too many times, and now it's over. Now, how much paprika do I need? I scroll down the internet recipe on my phone. Everything needs to be perfect, so that when Zoe comes home tonight, I'll be the one treating her to a nice dinner. After our little confrontation earlier, I want to do something nice for Zoe. But my attempt at cooking does little to take my mind off things. She's my sister, but she thinks it might not be by blood, and it's not like we grew up together. This is different. But who am I kidding? How do I know if she'd even with me that way? I stir madly at the dish, muttering to myself. But if she did, just as I begin adding in more paprika, I hear someone fumbling with the door. My heart immediately quickens. Hey, how did everything go? Zoe sighs and shrugs off her guitar case, setting it on the ground in the entryway. I'm making dinner. I present my efforts to Zoe. Hopefully she'll be impressed, then I can be back in her good graces. Silence. Zoe makes sure her guitar case is steadied against the wall. I hope you didn't fill up with greasy venue food tonight, because I'm making a pretty mean dish here. I offer her the best smile I can muster. Zoe stares at me, quiet for a moment. Then she stumbles towards me. If you add a bit of cream, they turn out fluffier. Zoe? What are you doing? Ah! She presses herself against my back, slowly sliding her hand down my arm. Ho ho! Are we finally going to make up? Am I going to have to cut away any second? Probably. Startled, I almost dropped the spatula. Nervously, I tried to keep my attention on the dish in front of me. But why would you bother with the dish in front of you when there is a dish behind you? Wink, wink. Oh, it's so cute, dude. Zoe wraps both her arms around my neck, and the action surprises me, and with a jolt, I accidentally touch her finger to the side. My finger, not hers. I grab her hand and I force her to touch the burning hot pan. It's like, that was mean. Anyway, I accidentally touch my finger to the side of the bubbling pan. Ow! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's fine, it just stings. Here. Zoe? I watch transfixed as Zoe gently glides my injured finger to her lips. I knew she was gonna do that. My heart pounds as she lightly begins licking it. Oh, snap! That'd help me feel better. I'd heal right away. I read this can help and help small burns heal faster. Totally. Almost the entirety of Zoe's body is flush against my back. I can feel her chest move with every breath she takes. The soft fabric of my sweater is barely creating a barrier to her warmth. I'm not sure about the accuracy of that. It's probably because it's a distraction that makes it effective. I mean, that could very well be true. I don't know. A distraction. Zoe gently begins to blow into my ear. Ho ho ho! Oh shit! I don't know, man. I'm like any sentence now, I'm gonna have to cut away. It's gonna happen. Like this. The response of my body is immediate. I almost buck against the encounter, not back. Barely managing to keep my composure as Zoe hangs on to me. Why? Why is she? Zoe, are you drunk? No. Zoe lowers her head down off my shoulder, almost knocking me over. She holds and steadies me to her. I may have had a few drinks out of courtesy before I left. Her words slur together. A few, she says. Oh, Well, let's give this a save. I'm not gonna be mean. Ask if she wants to lay down. Zoe, are you feeling alright? You should lay down or something. I feel her nod on my back, then she pulls away. Oh, look at that, no cuts needed. She heads towards the hallway and tugs me along with her. Best to make sure she doesn't hurt herself. Oh, yeah. Best to make sure she's okay. Nice and tucked in, like, you know? Hopefully we don't forget the food on the stove, which is no doubt gonna burn after we're busy doing something else. When we near the end of the hallway, Zoe makes a left turn. Zoe, that's my room. She's like, it sure is. Zoe continues to tug me into my own room, closing the door behind us when we're inside. The oven's on, guys. Like, is now the time? Can I at least go turn the oven off? This is my own bedroom, but somehow the atmosphere right now is my jacket. Help me. Zoe holds out her arms helplessly. Sighing, I begin to tug off her thick jacket, which is more difficult than it should be, seeing as Zoe's not helping at all. Finally, I'm able to get the jacket off her shoulders. I continue to slide the sleeves down her arms, needing to lean over Zoe as I do it. There, it's off. Oh man, we all know it's coming, the cut, any second. I feel something on my neck. I stand still, momentarily in confusion from what's happening. Okay, for some reason, my brain 100% went to, like, it's a weapon. But that makes no sense. Why would you be holding a weapon? Like, I've been playing too many, like, RPGs or something where it's, like, the cruel betrayal. It was a stun gun. I wasn't prepared. I don't know why that was the first place my mind went. Sorry. Soft, light touches graze the skin on my neck. Something wet and small begins to lick and suck. Oh, snap. Zoe is... The realization comes as such a rush that my legs almost buckle. Oh, I can't believe Zoe's kissing my neck like this. My little sister, who's currently intoxicated. Well, okay. You say sister, I'm having serious doubts, and I don't think Zoe really cares anyway, so, you know, whatever. What should I do? My body feels so hot I can't bear it. Zoe's moved her kisses down to my collarbone with her hand stroking the material of my sweater. Oh dear. But she's not in her right state of mind. I can't let something like this. Why not? Alright, I think it's time for me to cut away, so far we're good, but I think it's time to bail, so see you guys in a second. Oh, god damn it! Damn it to hell, dude. It was just getting good. God dang it. I told you they would forget the oven. I told you they would forget the oven. What happened? Things were getting hot and heavy, it was getting intense, and what happened? They hear a shrill beeping in the distance. And like, the only thing that was stopping them, and it wasn't Iris, and it wasn't the fact that she's sober and Zoe is wasted, it doesn't matter. No, it was the beeping of the oven, which I called, by the way. I said that was gonna happen. Ah! The chicken! It's burning! Damn it. I push off of Zoe, rushing back to the kitchen at record speed. The smoke detector's going off and a thick smog of white smoke's filling the room. Ah! Man, we were so close. Damn it to hell. Whew. The landlady leaves after resetting the smoke alarm, satisfied it was only burning poultry that caused it to go off. No, it's so ruined. Oh no, she's like, I thought she was talking to the other lady. No, she's like, no, it's ruined. There we go, something like that. I can probably salvage the pasta and sauce, but the chicken has got to be thrown out. It's hard as a rock on one side. I glance toward the hallway as I finish up cleaning. I wonder if Zoe... And she's probably asleep. Zoe's no longer in my room. I look across the hall to find her bedroom door firmly shut. Ah, damn it to hell. Ah, that's right. I was taking advantage of my sister. Not really, though. She was on board. I know she was drunk, but how drunk? She's had a few drinks. Was she wasted, or was she, like, lightly buzzed? Because, you know, lightly buzzed is still, I can make good decisions. You know, for, I think, most people. Anyway, whatever. My younger sister, I push her down in the bed, and I was okay with it. A wave of nausea washes over me. Slumping against my bed, I steady myself as what I've done replays over and over in my mind. No regret for this, Iris. I refuse. I will not let you be regretful of this. Lies. I don't know what that cutscene was, what that little dramatic cutscene was for. The next morning, I'm up early, or rather I wasn't able to sleep. I anxiously await Zoe to come out of her room while I check my math problems. Finally, she emerges from her bedroom looking ready for school. Should I be chipper? Morning. Both Zoe and I cringe at the sound of my voice, which is strung like a tightrope. Zoe rubs her temples. God, my neck hurts. Your neck? Must have slept on it wrong. Ugh, I don't even remember coming home last night. You don't remember last night? I mean, so she says. Zoe shrugs and slumps down at the table with her head in her hands. She looks absolutely miserable, but I'm caught up in the good news. Zoe doesn't remember. Well, would you like me to make you something? I could probably do eggs and toast. No, honestly, if you could just be quiet, I'd prefer that. Oh, alright. I continue to poke around the calculus handout, my eyes constantly strained at Zoe rubbing her temples. Is this the infamous hangover? I mean, you had one not long ago. You should know. You should know what a hangover's like. You had one not too long ago. I mean, you know, not super long ago. I'm back, I call out, the fatigue in my voice evident as I return home. Usually I head straight home from school, so I arrive while it's still light outside and with plenty of time to spare before dinner. Today, however, I stopped by the library on my way back, wanted to do some research of my own on genetic testing without Zoe knowing. Unfortunately, my research was useless. I didn't understand most of what I read, and what I did understand was not helpful. In the end, all I managed was to delay my return. Well, look who finally showed up. Who's the delinquent now, huh? Zoe smirks as she greets me in her own way. She's standing in the kitchen and appears to be preparing to make dinner. Oh, hush, I had something important to do, okay? You're still the queen of the late night returns, and don't you forget it. As quickly as our conversation started, Zoe and I both go quiet. Neither one of us is sure what to say next. Pleasantries and banter appear to be the only safe route open to either one of us. The topic I actually want to know more about is one I wouldn't dare to bring up. Well, I guess I'll put my stuff away and take a shower. I'll be back in a minute to help out with dinner. Alright then. Zoe turns back to the kitchen and begins to grab ingredients from the refrigerator. The feeble attempt at conversation doesn't bother me in the least, nor does she feel the need to talk about anything more pressing. Zoe, we need to talk about last night. Just as Zoe begins to cut into a tomato, she freezes. What about it? You know what? The way you were acting last night, right before you disappeared. What was that about? Silence. Zoe's hands remain motionless. She keeps her eyes on the cutting board in front of her, showing no sign of turning to face me. You really don't remember? I was just drunk. Don't overthink it. Were you really? That's what I said. I stare holes into the back of Zoe's head as she remains frozen in place. If that's the case, then why did you leave? Finally, Zoe moves. She quickly turns her head to face me, staring at me with her mouth and eyes wide open. In response, I instinctively avert my gaze. I mean, you practically dragged me into the bedroom. Why weren't you there when I came back? Iris? Are you saying that you... I don't know. I don't know, okay? I don't know what to make of any of this. I can feel my face heat up as I fight back tears. I just don't understand. What is it that you want from me, Zoe? Do you want an older sister? A friend? Or... Zoe knits her eyebrows, closes her mouth. She glares at me intensely, filled with what I can only interpret as anger. You're right, you don't understand. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say that you don't want to understand. That's not true, I do want to. No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't be torturing yourself like this. You're needlessly working yourself up into a frenzy. Just stop worrying so much. Stop worrying? That's your solution? Don't be absurd, I'm talking about our future together. Of course I'm gonna worry. One day you'll shrug me off, one day you shrug me off, the next day you try to kiss me. You're the queen of mixed signals and it's driving me crazy. Do you hate me? Do you love me? Am I your sister or the target of your affection? The way I see it, our lives are changing way too quickly, and the only way I can deal with that is by knowing exactly what kind of path I'm heading down. So either enlighten me or end this right now. I finally take a deep breath as I try to regain my bearings. That was very concise. I agree. That's exactly what you need. You need, like, understanding. You need closure. You need, we need clarity. That's what we need, is clarity. That's perfect. And she wasn't like, I don't want that. She's like, I want to know what you want. And that, I could get behind that. My face is hot. I feel my fist shaking by my sides. I don't even know what I'm trying to say or do anymore. All I want is the peace of mind to figure it all out before I completely lose it. I see. So that's how you feel about all this. Sorry to have worried you. Zoe calmly walks towards me. She places her hand on my shoulders and tightens her grip. I try to back away only to find the kitchen table behind me. But I'm not the only one here who misunderstood the other's feelings. So don't hold this against me. Hold what? Oh shit! Let's go! Let's go! Absolutely! Finally! Yeah, the achievement, it's like sisterly love. Wink wink. Yes! Let's go! Now that was clarity. Now that's what I call clarity. Before I can finish speaking, Zoe covers my lips with her own. She moves one hand from my shoulder to my face, gently rubbing her fingers across my skin as her entire body overlaps mine. I struggle to free myself, but my feeble resistance quickly proves useless. Zoe has pinned me down on the table and using her entire body weight to keep me in place. Panic and confusion set in, and I continue in my attempt to free myself. With no place to retreat, I push forward, trying to overpower Zoe. In response, she lifts me off my feet and pushes me further down the table. I can no longer reach the floor, and when I try to move, Zoe's thigh rubs against my crotch. Uh-oh. Zoe releases my lips for a moment, stares into my eyes. How's that for clarity? To my surprise, what I see in that split second is not the gaze of a predator. Zoe's not reveling in her domination of her older sister, nor is she celebrating her display of control. As I looked into her eyes, all I saw was the warmth and affection I dared to seek within my little sister's heart. I mean, quote unquote, okay? Quote unquote. Zoe. I let out a brief moan as Zoe moves forward, unintentionally rubbing her thigh against my crotch. In the next moment, our lips are locked once more, and I cannot say another word. Put my arms down, stop struggling. Hell yeah! Alright, it's probably time to cut away. I'll see you guys in a second. We got what we wanted. Like, I got that part on camera, so, I'm gonna enjoy this, but I'm not doing it with you. We can all enjoy this individually. Okay, we're back. So we got through a lot of it. We're just about to end here. I did read a few pages in advance here, so I think we're at a good place to come back in. So, needless to say, it got really aggressive. It got really aggressive. Zoe was all action there. All action there, and Iris was on board. So, I am too. Breathing heavily and with eyes half lidded, Zoe pulls away. After a few minutes of awkward straddling, Zoe and I part ways. Zoe takes a few steps back, giving me her hand to find my way back to my feet. Though weak in the knees, I gratefully accept her gesture and soon face Zoe once more. Zoe, that was... Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. There's no way I can look Zoe in the eye right now, at least not until my body cools down. That was how I feel, okay? Look, I know I'm not the best at expressing myself or being totally open with my feelings, but what I did just now, even you can't misinterpret that. I know. I understand now, Zoe. Good, because if you didn't, I might have to do something even more drastic. Cute little laugh, then maybe I should change my answer. I break into a smile as I finally look at Zoe's face. The moment our eyes meet, the blush on Zoe's face deepens, and it's her turn to avert her gaze. Geez, you be careful what you wish for. I wouldn't go easy on you just because you're my sister. Yeah, I know. Speaking of which, you have no idea what a relief this is for me. But Zoe, I have something to tell you. You do? The other night when you were drunk, I tried to take advantage of you. That's not what happened. Don't say it like that. That's not what happened, okay? She was on board and you were sober, but she wasn't like, I don't think she was wasted. She said she doesn't remember. I don't think that's true. Like, don't say it like that. Silence. You were in my room and I didn't know what came over me, but I pushed you down on my bed. Then you started to take your clothes off and I didn't stop you. I hate myself. I get so excited by your body that I did such a terrible thing to you, and while you were drunk, I wasn't. What was that? I wasn't drunk. Silence. You just assumed that, and I went along with it. The whole time playing, I just wanted to come home to you. I just wanted to touch you. Then I saw you doing something as nice as making me dinner. I couldn't bear it any longer. Your neck, your eyes, your cute soft hands. Every time I'm around you, it feels like I'm burning up. It gets worse and worse each day. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be related anymore. I want us to be able to... At that admission, I suck in a breath. Completely at a loss, I settle for taking her hand. I can hardly bear to look into her eyes, which are burning into mine, but I don't break the contact. Zoe squeezes my hand and releases it. Unlike a few seconds ago, we're both wearing serious expressions, befitting the conversation yet to come. Alright, let's get straight to it. Iris, I think we both need to calm the hell down. I know I'm the one who suggested we get tested, but what good is it going to do if we tear one another apart in the meantime? We both need to take a step back and stop stressing before we do or say something we can never take back. Yes, I agree. It feels like lately we've been so awkward around one another that we might as well be strangers. What I really want to do is just forget about the test for a while and enjoy our time together. Me too, and to that effect I would like to invite you. On a date. A date? You heard me. You, me, the great big city. What do you say? Though surprised, it wouldn't take me long to formulate a response. I break into a smile as bright as Zoe's and part my lips. I would love nothing more. Hell yeah! See, I'm okay with this. They decided, you know what? I think this test thing is stressing us out and driving us apart. I'm not about it. Say, forget the test. It doesn't matter. We're into each other. Who cares? Like, that's a simple and effective strategy. I'm okay with that. I wait anxiously in front of the train station as strangers continue to pass me by. For half an hour I stand in the same spot, barely moving. Check my phone, look around a bit, reconfirm the time, then return to my original position. Like so, I whittle away my time as I wait for my escort. It wasn't exciting, but it does help me to calm my nerves, and on this morning, that's exactly what I need. Why did I get here so early? I knew Zoe wouldn't show up on time. I complained to myself as I confirm how long I've been waiting. Before I get too riled up, however, a familiar figure approaches, smiling happily. Yo, sorry I'm late. Have you been waiting long? I stare at Zoe bemusedly. I arrived 10 minutes early. You're now 25 minutes late. Yes, I've been waiting a long time. I place my hands on my hips and puff out my cheeks as Zoe scratches the back of her head. You're supposed to say no, I only just got here. This isn't a TV drama, Zoe. You asked me out and then you show up late. This isn't a good way to start a date. Yeah, you've got a point. Why did we have to meet up like this anyway? We live together. Why didn't we didn't have to arrange a time and place to meet? It doesn't matter if we have to or not. This is supposed to be a date, right? Don't you want the full date experience? Getting dressed up, arriving at the place early, feeling your heart pounding as the other party finally shows up. I'd rather skip the unnecessary wait. What were you even doing? You didn't actually forget, did you? Of course not. I was just having a hard time picking out an outfit, that's all. Right. I look Zoe up and down. Her outfit is the same casual clothing I always see her wearing. In fact, I'm pretty sure those are the same clothes she slept in. Anyway, is there anywhere in particular you want to go? I know I'm the one who asked you out, but the places I thought up were nothing special. Not especially. How about we start with one of the places you wanted to go, then see where the day takes us? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, my dear. Yeah. That's so cute, dude. Zoe begins to walk ahead, then slows her pace to match mine. As we walk together, however, I find little joy in the act. All I can think about is how strange Zoe was just acting. Is this what people act like on a date? Is she trying too little? Am I acting strange? These thoughts fill my head as our first destination comes into view. Yeah, so this is our first stop. I'm sure it's not really a good place to go on a date, but I've been spending a bit of time here, so I thought maybe... I stare through the window of the store. Is this a music store? Yeah, something like that. They sell instruments, guitar picks, strings, drumsticks, anything you need for a real show. You won't find any CDs or vinyls though, they just sell what you need to make music. I see. Looking through the window, I almost gasp at a glance at some of the price tags. Oh my gosh, $3,000 for a guitar? Are they really that expensive? Nah, not mine, and not any real musicians. Putting on an expensive, well-known guitar on display in a window shows people that they sell serious, high-quality merchandise. It also makes the prices of other guitars you come across seem more reasonable, even if they're totally overpriced. So it's a marketing ploy. Whoops, sorry. Something like that. Anyway, I rarely buy anything from here myself. I usually just come here to play with instruments I can't afford. And the staff don't mind you doing that? Not at all. Having a skilled performer play live music in your store is a great way to attract customers. People hear me rocking from outside and come in to take a look around. The store gets more customers, I rack up experience with all kinds of guitars. It's a total win-win. Huh, it certainly sounds that way. I try not to laugh as Zoe not so humbly brags about her arrangement. You know, excuse me, sorry. You know, I kind of wondered how you spend your time when we're not together or at school. You really do love music, don't you? Damn straight. I know I should spend more time studying, thinking about my future and all that garbage, but to me, music is way more interesting. Of course, it doesn't hurt to get free meals and the occasional paycheck out of it, too. That's true. I doubt there are many high school students who are already making money doing what they love. What would they say if they knew you were playing live shows while they cram for exams? Is that a subtle jab, or are you really complimenting me? Bit of both. I smirk at Zoe. In return, she adopts a troubled expression, turns away. Actually, speaking of shows, I do have one coming up, and it's been a while since you last saw me play. Also, this is kind of important to me, you know? Like, it's a big night playing with a serious band, a real step up from usual. So I was thinking that maybe, you know, if you're not busy. I raise an eyebrow as Zoe struggles to express herself. The typically stoic, confident, well-spoken Zoe is nowhere to be seen today. Instead, I have the joy of experiencing a cute younger girl who might very well be on her first date. Cute little giggle. What are you doing, Zoe? Is that any way to ask me out on a second date? We barely even started this one, you know. Huh? Zoe stares at me dumbfounded. The Zoe I know should have told me clearly that I was coming to her show, whether I wanted to or not. She would waste no time with talk or other plans or conditions. She would simply state the place and time, and that would be the end of it. Zoe continues to stare, but only for a moment. She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, regaining her usual calm. Right, what am I saying? Iris, I have a gig coming up next month. Clear your schedule because attendance is compulsory, understood? Yes, ma'am. Zoe and I smile at one another. It's really amazing that you're playing with a band. Though, I thought you said it would be some time before they let you. Well, the good news for me and bad news for them is that the old guitarist got into a car accident. That's horrible. He's totally fine, like a bad concussion, but he'll be okay in a few weeks. In the meantime, we're opening for another band, Lilylicious. They're older than sand, but they've got history, you know. So you open for them? Yeah, we come on stage first, play a few songs while people arrive, audience fills in. Doesn't sound like much, but it's gonna be on a real stage and everything. Zoe gnaws on her knuckle. The grin on her face is seriously depraved, no doubt a product of a wild mental fantasy taking place all in her head. So does this band of yours have a name? Lead and Pink. Pfft, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Those guys decided on a name before I joined. Apparently pink means, you know. Zoe smirks behind her fist, which now has small indentations from where she was biting it. The color? You know. Zoe wiggles her brows up and down. What's wrong with pink? It's just like, just does not get it. She's just silent. Anyways, the name is a serious upgrade from some of the other ones I've seen. The Stinky Cat Abandoner, Else Anna or Bust. What? Meep Morps? What? Who are these bands? Is that like a Muppet band? Like, what is that name? I couldn't even say it without laughing. All sorts of nonsense. When you say it like that, Lead and Pink is a nice enough name. What kind of music do you like? Testing my taste. Anything you play, of course. Anything you play, of course. I meant besides me. Seriously, what do you like? Zoe doesn't drop the subject. She peers at me expectantly as I fidget. The truth is, I don't listen to much music. I only really listen to classical stuff for studying. Oh, really? I peek open one eye to see Zoe's reaction. She doesn't seem to have changed her expression. What's wrong? Geez, you act like I just asked if you had a weird fetish. I just want to know what you like. Honestly, some people get so enthusiastic about music that meeting someone without the same taste offends them. I'm not like that, come on. Well, you do have a lot of convictions in your ways. I'm pretty sure that's just a sly way to say stubborn. No, honestly, I'm a little jealous. Of what? Of your convictions, how you can decide things so easily. I just mean you know what you want to do in life. I don't have any backbone. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do for college. Well, what are you interested in? Well, that's the thing, I don't know. I was always taught to do my best at everything, got really good grades, and now I'm going to this nice school. I'll be able to get into a really nice college if I play my cards right. Oops, hang on a minute, sorry, un momento. But I don't know what for. For a well-paying job, should I go into the medical field, business, marketing? And even if I pick a field, then I'll have to find something within those that I want to do. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Right now, and for most of my life, I've just been going through the motions. As Zoe listens to me whine about my problems, I realize how foolish I sound. My voice trails off. Well, it's obvious why you're having these problems. I shrug weakly. Guess I couldn't expect someone like Zoe, who's willing to matter-of-factly decide her life, to sympathize with me. I think you're having a hard time deciding because there's so much you could do. You're amazing, Iris. You could do anything you put your mind to. Zoe tucks a lock of hair behind her ears, speaking to me in a soft voice. My face immediately heats up. Well, even if that were true, I don't know what to do. It is true, Zoe softly murmurs, eyes traveling across my face. You're so smart and you always work so hard. There's so many options out there for you. Me, I've got a one-track mind. I'm only interested in playing the guitar. I can't even play anything else. You could do whatever you wanted and succeed. Of course it's hard to choose. Silence. No one's ever said that to me before. Well, it's the truth. You're the most amazing person I know, and I have no idea why you're selling yourself short. Is she right? It's a nice thought, but... Tell you what, I'll get rich and you could be my trophy wife. Problem solved. Perfect. Zoe, what? Then you don't even have to bother deciding. Well, with how unstable the music industry is, you're going to need to be my trophy wife. Well, I'm at least qualified to be a wife. I can actually cook. I playfully swat at her. She dodges, but not quickly enough to escape my grasp. I squeeze my arms around her from behind. She's laughing so hard she almost snorts. This is seriously not cute. I feel her arms shrug as they're trapped behind my own. Though I can't see her face, she's probably smirking as usual. Even though I didn't get any closer to figuring out what I want to do with my life, it's nice that Zoe has so much faith in me. Though we started off awkward and shaky, we've now managed to return to some semblance of our usual selves. Alright, I think that's enough chit-chat for now. What do you say we actually go inside already? Right behind you. That's so adorable, dude. So cute. So this is where you buy your clothing, huh? I'm surprised. It's actually a pretty nice place. Oi, what's that supposed to mean? It's like, ouch. I dress far better than you do. Liar. You may have the figure of a model, but I'm definitely better than you when it comes to picking out clothes. In fact, don't even think about it. Think about what? Don't play dumb. You were just thinking about picking out some clothes for me to try on, weren't you? I avert my gaze. No, of course not. But now that you suggested it, not happening. Why not? Because you'll pick something pink and frilly and totally nauseating. I will not. I picture Zoe in a magical girl outfit, then as a ballerina. Neither ensemble looks good in my mind, but I doubt it would look any better in practice. My thoughts then turn to something more androgynous? I think that's how you say that. As a thought, it's definitely got to be a butler outfit. Silence. She's like, pardon? Also, achievement, pinnacle of culture. You know, I probably should be offended by that, but I'm really not. So is that a yes? Sure, as long as you can find a French maid outfit as well. I widen my gaze in both surprise and joy. You want to dress up with me? No, I really don't. I just said that because I thought you would. Dressing up together, that's like a dream come true. When I heard that I had a sister, I'd hoped we would do things like try on clothes together. For a while after we first met, I thought it would never happen, but it seems I gave up too soon. No, you were right to give up. Please do so again. We came here to try on clothes, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go find a salesperson and ask where I can find the... Zoe? Zoe, come back! Hey! She's like, I'm not. No, please. I don't want to. I don't want to. She's like, I'm not having this. Come on, Zoe. Wouldn't it be fun to have a bit of a dress up during our date? Pretty please? No way. This time you're definitely not turning things around on me. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no, you don't. Anyways, I'll have you know I happen to have a secret trump card up my sleeve planned, so there's no time for dress up. A trump card? So you're going to walk around the park, see the sights, have something to eat? So we're, not you. Oh no, I want cotton candy. Something proper to eat. After that, we'll walk around for a bit more, settle our stomachs. Finally, if you're good, I might agree to go on the Ferris wheel with you. I stare at Zoe in both disbelief and anticipation. So you want to go on the Ferris wheel, huh? That's surprising. Thought you would be more of a roller coaster type. I said nothing of the sort. I'm obviously just doing it because you might enjoy it. If you don't want to go on the Ferris wheel, I will happily retract my offer. Oh, come on, don't be like that. No, everybody loves the Ferris wheel, right? Wrong. I hate the Ferris wheel. Heights are horrifying, and the Ferris wheel is made of, like, cardboard and bolts and nuts, and it's a death trap. And I'm absolutely not. Humans were meant to be on the ground, and specifically this human. So yeah, definitely not. Picture like a dwarf from most fantasies universes. Picture how they're short, they don't like heights, they're like, you know, people should be in mountains on the ground. I'm like that. I'm like, they get it, they're onto something. Anyway, everybody loves the Ferris wheel, right? Well, if you want to go on the Ferris wheel that bad, I might have a surprise for you when we get up top. A surprise? Yep, something someone would only do on a date. Oh, let's go right now then. No way, we have to wait till it's nighttime. Then we'll rise to the top, take in the view, then we'll look deeply into each other's eyes, and then we'll... Oh, let's go get something to eat, okay? Little laugh. That's so adorable. Yeah, Ferris wheels are like such a nightmare, dude. Like, absolutely not. Like, I would do most any roller coaster, I think. Like, so long as it didn't hover upside down for too long, but like... And I'm on board with that. Like, roller coasters, fine. Like the, you know, like the tilt-a-whirl kind of stuff, the teacups that spin around. I'm okay with all that. Just like, don't go upside down. Like, don't hover upside down. If you're gonna do it really, really quick, then it's fine. But like, don't just loiter upside down. And then just slow heights, like say a Ferris wheel that rocks when it's in the air, like kind of like that. Not okay. Just super turbo, not okay. Anyway, after briefly leaving the park to eat at a family restaurant, Zoe and I continue to walk around together. Side by side, we cover every inch of the park, giving us plenty of time to digest lunch. We lap the park a few times, finally decide to call it a day. Before going home, however, there is one attraction without which our date would not be complete. Zoe and I encroach upon the Ferris wheel. Last we shut down for maintenance. It's like, oh well, there goes your Ferris wheel, fantasy. Guess a machine of this size would need regular maintenance to keep going. Just how much work goes into running one of these anyway? Silence. Oh well, maybe next time. Let's just head home for today, Zoe. Silence. Zoe? Gonna ride it. Huh? Zoe grabs me by the wrist. I said we're gonna ride it. Ugh, stop that. What do you think you're doing? The Ferris wheel isn't operational. Can't you see that? I don't care. We're gonna ride the Ferris wheel together. That's that. I pull on Zoe's arm and she drags us towards the Ferris wheel. However, Zoe resists my movement with ease without even moving her feet. She pulls me back, putting on an end to my futile effort. Zoe, stop. She's like, wait, what's happening? We can't go on a non-operational, totally not active Ferris wheel. It's just not how it works. You're gonna scale up the side? Anyway. This is so cute. Zoe, I know you're disappointed, but you can't fix the Ferris wheel with willpower alone. We'll come back another day, okay? Silence. You promise? Yes, I promise. What's wrong, Zoe? This isn't like you at all. It's stupid. I want to end our date with something cool. I mean, we've just been wandering around to random places. It's not romantic at all. Zoe, is this your first date? Silence. Zoe looks at me, now frozen in place. I just mean, all day you've been acting strange, you know? I'm not saying it's unpleasant. It's actually quite a nice change of pace, but you know... isn't it your first date too? Zoe deflects the question back at me. Taken aback, I stare up at her. She's squaring her shoulders in defiance, stepping towards me. Her thick boots add a couple of inches to her height, making her glare a bit higher up than normal. I let out a raspy laugh. This is just like the first time she cornered me in the hall, but with way less hostility. But with way less life-threatening hostility. So, don't laugh at me. Zoe's voice breaks as she pleads with me. Huh? I snap my mouth shut and notice with a start that there are tears in the corners of her eyes. I'm sorry. The truth is, when I got to the apartment, I was so nervous thinking about our date. I just sat there on my bed thinking about how I was going to go on a date with you, what I'd say, what we could even do. Then I thought maybe I should go buy a new outfit since I didn't have anything special. I walked into 3 stores just before our date, but nothing I tried on was any good. Then I watched you from behind a tree for 5 minutes before I could muster the courage to come over. My heart drops as Zoe finishes her sordid confession. Her shoulders slump so low that her head hangs. I didn't want Zoe to feel bad. How could I be so insensitive? Zoe... Feeling bold, I place my hand beneath her chin to raise her head. She doesn't meet my eyes, staring off into the street. I just want to spend time with you. You don't have to wear anything new just to come see me. I like you just the way you are. Well, you are always saying my taste in clothes isn't to your liking. Oh no, what have I done? I'm sorry I made you so nervous. I didn't realize I'd made you feel so bad. I hide my tearing face in my hands. I couldn't bear to even look at her now. Whoa, please don't cry. Zoe frantically looks around as if someone could rescue her. I made you feel so bad that you didn't even want to come over to save me. No, you idiot. I wanted to impress you. Zoe grabs at her hair frantically while stomping. Then she pulls me close and into her arms. This is my first date, and I know it's yours too. I just wanted it to be special. I just want you to think I'm cool. Zoe slumps onto my shoulder, hiding her face. Pulling her back up, I gaze at her wide eyes with all the warmth in my heart. Zoe, I do think you're cool, because I love you. Worry practically melts out of her face as she places her hand over mine. You do? I do. We gaze into each other's eyes as time seems to stand still in the park. You're seriously a dork, though. 3 stores and you couldn't find anything to wear? How is that even possible? Pff, she just laughs. Really, I thought I was bad. I took 3 hours to get ready today. I used my favorite face mask the night before. That's good. My trophy wife should look nice and polished as I show her off. What? I stomp my feet indignantly as Zoe barely hides her smirk. We start giggling like crazy, crude jokes finally breaking the ice. I'm kidding. You look very pretty. I release Zoe's wrist and shake my head in amusement. Aww, dude, my heart right now. Let's go. The moment I do, Zoe slips her hand into mine, locks our fingers together. Zoe? Is something wrong? Zoe smiles back at me happily as though her action is completely natural. No, it's nothing. I squeeze Zoe's hand and move closer to her side. Without saying another word, the two of us leave the park, walking so close together that even a complete stranger couldn't understand our relationship at a single glance. I would assume that's supposed to be couldn't. That even a complete stranger couldn't misunderstand our relationship in a single glance. But whatever. Maybe it's not a typo. My brain just doesn't work. I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, that's freaking adorable, dude. That is so cute. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. They are never going to be able to, not get it through everyone's heads that they're dating, right? They're never going to be able to behave themselves, and, everyone's going to be in on everything. Everyone's going to know that they're dating. And, it was already, all these super weird rumors going around. That was already happening. So it's never going to be over now. They'll never hear the end of it. Anyway, sorry. In the time since our first date, we've been almost inseparable, but with the weekend behind us, Zoe and I are returned to school for another week. It's time for the two of us to buckle down and study, earning ourselves another weekend of fun. But in this time, our hormones certainly weren't settling down. Lately, we've been finding creative ways to take out our frustrations on each other at home. That was only one thing on our minds, and it certainly wasn't studying. Wow, look at these guys, let's go. But while I'm happy to wait until we get home, Zoe is not so easy to please. While I was walking to class, I got a text from Zoe to meet her in the stairwell. If I had known this was what she had in mind. Okay. Wow. So much just happened. Okay, so log cut there. Okay, so time has passed. There has been a time lapse. A lot is happening, but these two are like, I mean, they're pretty much all over each other, even at school, and they're getting pretty daring. It's getting pretty daring, and they're both equally as nervous and equally as on board. And I mean, not equally, because Iris is more nervous than Zoe seems to be, but they are nervous. Okay, so they are currently in one of their little antics. However, I got just far enough to realize that this one is not going to go as well as the other ones have. But in case you're wondering, although things have gotten pretty daring, they haven't gone 100% yet, okay? So in case anyone's wondering. Now, isn't this a bit too obvious? What do we do if someone sees us? It'll be fine. Nobody's going to. Iris. Hard cut in the music. Before Zoe can finish speaking, a stern, authoritative voice calls out to me from behind. Zoe and I turn around in a panic, quickly separating from one another and straightening up. Professor Podbert. That's a terrible name, poor guy. What are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing. Why are you heading towards the old science building? You know that area's off limits. Oh, I was just taking Zoe there to make sure she knows it's a restricted area. Is that so? The professor raises an eyebrow as he glances towards Zoe. Zoe mimics his expression without saying a word, and after a peculiar silent exchange, his attention is turned towards me once more. Fair enough. More importantly, where were you yesterday? Didn't see you in class. Oh, right. Yesterday I had skipped school with Zoe in order to have fun around town. I thought nobody would notice since it was only a single day off, but apparently my presence was missed after all. After all, I was in bed, too sick to come. Zoe also stayed home in order to take care of me. I look towards Zoe and smile. Zoe offers an expression halfway between a smile and a smirk, as though she's trying not to chuckle at my excuse. I see. Sorry to hear that. It's unfortunate that you have... It's unfortunate, not unfortunate. It's unfortunate you have someone that cares about you. It's like, what is that supposed to mean? It's fortunate that you have a reliable younger sister. Yes, it is. Very grateful to have Zoe by my side. Quickly, I answer with a little too much enthusiasm, causing Zoe to blush lightly and turn away. But no sooner had I spoken than I realized something odd. Wait a minute, Professor, do you know Zoe? It seemed like the two of you hadn't met before, but given that you knew that she was my younger sister, I have to ask. Astute observation, Iris. I suppose I should have expected this much from a scholarship student. Yes, I know about Zoe. I was one of the teachers who reviewed your application scholarship, after all, Iris. I know all about your family situation, just as I know how badly you want your scholarship. The professor's expression shifts, his tone darkens. I feel as though he's about to say something very serious. Iris, you weren't sick yesterday, were you? Huh? Of course I was. Like I said, Zoe and I were ditching class again. I've been keeping an eye on you lately, Iris. Do you want to know why? It's because your grades and latest exam scores have both been slipping. Badly. I was worried about something might be going on at home. Thought you might be having financial trouble, having housing problems, so I dug a bit deeper. But I found no such difficulties. Instead, I uncovered an interesting correlation. Every single time you disappeared from class or skipped school, your sister did the same. I looked towards Zoe anxiously. Like me, Zoe was wearing a troubled expression. Unlike her usual stoic self, Zoe let what she was feeling show clearly. She knew exactly where the professor was going. To be perfectly straight with you, Iris, you are dangerously close to losing your scholarship. Not only that, but until recently you were our top student for sponsored admission into... our top candidate for sponsored admission into Lilium, a free ride into fantastic college where we can only offer to a single student each year. Now, mere months before the decision, you're goofing off with that delinquent sister of yours. You're going to lose everything you've worked so hard to accomplish, all because of her bad influence. My face continues to heat up as I fight back tears. All of the consequences that I initially feared, all the repercussions I had chosen to ignore, every bad thing that could happen to me is now surfacing. My scholarship, the one that I had almost earned and the one I am aiming for, is being taken away from me. My only chance is having a top-class education, at having a top-class education, something I've worked so hard to earn with my own two hands, is being ripped away. Even so, my mind remains focused. Amid all of his warnings, there's one thing the professor said that I can't agree with. Don't blame her. It was my decision to skip class. It's not like Zoe forced me or anything. I did it myself, okay? So it's not like she's the one at fault. With tears forming in my eyes, I barely managed to squeeze out those words. Zoe looks towards me with a solemn expression, fearful that anything she says will only make the situation worse. No matter how strong and independent Zoe usually is right now, she is powerless. Look, I understand the two of you have catching up to do. Family's important. It's natural that the two of you would want to spend time together, get to know one another. Especially you, Iris. You have a very... diligent, pardon the motorcycle, he's just doing laps around the house. I wish he would get a hobby. You have, other than pissing off his neighbors, obviously, you have a very diligent, sincere personality. I have no doubt that you have only been led astray because of your deep love for your family. That is why I have spoken to the school board on your behalf. You have? I have indeed. For an honor student like yourself, it was the least I could do. I argued that your record was perfect until you were influenced by another party. After much deliberation, that they have agreed to let you retake your last test and prove that you deserve the opportunities you've been afforded. A retest? Don't go thinking this will happen again. The school never does this. There are many other students who would kill to be in your place, Iris. You can take the makeup test privately, and you will be watched closely while you do. There will be no distractions and no possibility of cheating. Have I made myself clear? Yes, Professor. Podbert. That's such a terrible name. Perfectly clear, sir. Good, glad to hear it. Make sure you ace the retest, okay? The school board and I will both look foolish if you squander this rare opportunity. And I don't want to hear another word about you ditching class or getting poor test results. I really stuck my neck out for you to do this, you know. Yes, sir, won't let you down. My enthusiasm brings a smile back to the professor's face. I just don't want to say his name again, okay? He has said everything that he intended to. My answer is exactly what he wanted to hear. But just as his expression begins to soften, the professor turns towards Zoe. And as for you, be grateful that you were even allowed on campus. After all your antics, both before and after your entrance to the school, I'm amazed you're still here. If it were up to me, you would be expelled, and Iris would complete her studies without you hindering her. Wow, what a tool. You're a scourge upon your own sister, oh my lord! You're the sole cause of all her precarious situation. You should be ashamed of yourself. She's like, wow. Zoe grits her teeth, takes every ounce of her willpower not to respond to the professor's harsh words. Fine, if that's how it is, I'll go. See you later, Iris. Zoe, wait! I reach out towards Zoe, she turns away. Zoe quickly storms off. The moment I try to chase after her, a vice-like grip holds me back. Let her go, Iris. But sir, we still need to discuss the details of your retest. Let your sister vent. Some time for self-reflection might be just what she needs. Dude, you're killing the atmosphere. You're killing the atmosphere. Shit, stupid old man. Where does he get off acting like he knows everything about me? Bad influence my ass. What's so bad about getting a job and having a little fun? Mr. High and Mighty probably doesn't even know the meaning of the word fun. I know you're upset, but it's not nice to talk about someone like that, even though he deserves it. Iris, Zoe spins around in surprise as I suddenly address her. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be nerding it up with the professor? I probably should, but right now I'd much rather be consoling my dear little sister. I smile at Zoe, she scoffs at my remark. Little sister, huh? I don't think anybody would ever guess which one of us is the older. That's fine. If you want to be the older sister, I'll happily let you pamper me. Careful, might just take you up on that offer. But are you really sure you want a bad influence like me to be responsible for you? The smirk on Zoe's face disappears in an instant. She hangs her head and stares at me with a serious yet sullen expression. Even if I didn't like what the old man was saying, there is some truth to his words. I'm the one who keeps pressuring you to skip school and ditch class with me. I'm the one inviting you out when you should be studying, if it weren't for me. Don't you dare talk like that. Weren't you listening to me back there? I chose to skip class. I chose to go out instead of studying. Everything that's happened is my fault, not yours. And if I do lose my scholarship, that too will be my fault and mine alone. Though surprised by my response, Zoe quickly recovers and begins to frown. What's the deal with that anyway, that lithium thing? The Lilium scholarship? It's just like the professor said. It's a scholarship that would allow me to enter Lilium College. Not only that, I'd also be able to stay at their dorms free of charge. I'd be practically guaranteed a job by the end of my education here. And that's something you want? It is. I usually don't talk about school stuff with you since you find it boring, but getting a scholarship like that would be a dream come true. I can't tell you how many hours of sleep I've lost because I've been writing essays, studying abroad, or studying ahead, or engaging in extracurricular activities. After all the work I put in, receiving a scholarship like that would be a dream come true. Wow, didn't realize it was such a big deal. As you know, academics aren't really my thing. Even if I do all right in some subjects, I honestly couldn't care less. I don't mean to say you're wasting your time or anything, but to me it's all just seems so pointless. I thought you might see it that way, but that's okay. I know you aren't keen on school. If you'd rather be working than studying, I don't see a problem with that. Thank you. At least you get it. I tried to tell our father that I didn't go to some fancy school, but he was really insistent. I didn't want to go to some fancy school, but he was really insistent. I think he felt guilty about never getting to know me, since we've only met a few times. I thought she said 4 times. He probably thought he could make amends by putting me on the right path or some rubbish like that. That sounds like our father, alright. Still, I'm surprised he managed to persuade you. You must have inherited your forcefulness from him. Sadly, I think you're right. I told him I wanted to make music, but he said he wanted me to finish school. That's when he got the bright idea of pairing us together. You make that sound like a bad thing. No, I didn't mean it like that. Of course, now I'm glad that we're together. But at first, I wanted nothing to do with you. You were such a pampered little girl, sent by our father to spy on me and make sure I wasn't up to anything. That's actually part of the reason why I was going out at night without telling you. I didn't want you reporting to our father that I was playing guitar instead of studying. And even after you found out, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to play so badly that I thought I'd go crazy. Even if our father doesn't approve, I know what I want to do with my life, and for better or for worse, I'm going to keep on doing it. Zoe seems strangely happy as she talks about her love for music, despite the fact that what is that word? Denigrating? Denigrating? What is that, like, talking bad about yourself? Is that, like... I mean, maybe? I don't know. Herself, Zoe is speaking in a calm and dignified manner. She knows exactly what she's most passionate about. She isn't ashamed to admit it. Realizing that, I begin to feel like I'm the screw-up. It's hard as I work in my studies. The truth is, I don't know what I want to do when I graduate. I have no real goal at all. Compared to Zoe, who already knows what she wants to do with her life, I can't help but feel once more that she's more mature than the more mature of us sisters. You know what, Zoe? The professor said that you're going down a bad path, but I don't think that's true. You're working towards a clear goal. I love how the music is still, like, super stressful and intense when, like, they're, like, these guys are having a good conversation. Like, I just love it. It's great. It's not actually super stressful at all. You have the ambition to get there. You're serious, and you're taking real steps towards realizing your dream. On the other hand, my path is so brittle that a single failed test could completely derail my life. I stare at the sheet of paper in my hand. Before parting ways, the professor printed out the details of the makeup test that I will be participating in. Though thankful for the gesture, I'm now more nervous than ever as the remainder of my failures just stares back at me. So, those are the details for the retest, huh? Let me have a look. Rather than address my concerns, Zoe takes my hand in hers with a smile. For a brief moment, our hands touch, and I feel her warmth transmitting into my body. A second later, we separate, and Zoe has a paper in her hands. Let's see now. You still got time. You could study up before then, no sweat. You're gonna ace this test, Iris. I'll make sure of it. Zoe flashes me a smile, then returns her eyes to the sheet of paper. As she reads a little further, however, her expression quickly darkens. Hang on, what's with the timing of the test? Oh, yeah, they can't do it during school hours, so it has to be after school. That's not a problem, is it? I've come home from school later than that before. That isn't the problem here. Zoe angrily shoves the sheet of paper back in my face. I take another look at the time, try to figure out what has her so mad. Seeing me draw a blank, Zoe points the date of the test. Ah. You get it now? Shit, this can't seriously be happening right now. Though I didn't see it immediately, the date and time do indeed pose a problem. The time of the test overlaps with Zoe's upcoming performance, her biggest to date, also the most important. She had mentioned it several times already, ensuring that I wouldn't forget, and whenever I assured her that I wouldn't miss it, her joy was obvious. This sucks. I was really looking forward to your show too, but it can't be helped. I'll just have to do the next one. It can't be helped? That's your conclusion? Iris, do you have any idea how important this show is to me and how badly I want you to come? This isn't just some event you can brush off like it's nothing. It's a huge deal to me, okay? No, I get that, but I really need to take this retest. My future could be riding on this test. I can't just blow it off. Sure you can. It's just one stupid test, right? Wouldn't you rather come see your sister play on stage with tickets and everything? This could be my big break. I want you to be there. No, it's more than that. I need you, Iris, please. Zoe grabs my shoulders. Her voice is tight with desperation, and her grip is stronger than she realizes. Truth be told, I want to be there for her, and if this wasn't such a tense situation, hearing Zoe say that she needed me would cause my heart to beat fiercely. But unfortunately, I can't afford to think like that right now. It's without a doubt an unfair decision to make. Nobody should ever have to choose between their future and their own family. Be that as it may, it's exactly what I must now do. Disagree! I think you'd survive, considering you don't even know what you want. Like, there's other colleges, like... I would restructure. Like, look, man, it's like, it's not like it's your only path in life, okay? You have lots of options. What you don't have a lot of is family that cares about you. Like, and if you were in her situation, what I would do is I would evaluate what's most important. And I have always valued relationships over anything else. Cause like, let's stand back and look at it. Iris could do something different. I mean, she doesn't even know what she's going to anyway, first of all. There's other colleges you can make. I mean, it's not like there's only one career in the universe, like, even one good paying one. Like, you could find another way. Like, yes, and obviously a scholarship would all be great, but like, if you throw away, like, if this drives a rift between Zoe and Iris, like, you don't have another Zoe in your life. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I mean, the family is I mean, like, it's not even just family, because really, you could do this with friends too, but like, it's, your relationships are irreplaceable, right? Like, everything else can be changed, you know? Like, cars can be changed, careers can be changed, locations where you live can be changed. Like, everything else is very transitory. It can move, it can change, it's okay. You can survive, you'll be happy even. Like, it'll be fine. There's not only one path in life, but like, you can't just re-roll on getting another Zoe in your life, you know what I mean? Anyway. Will I redeem myself and pursue my own academic future, or will I support Zoe and help her achieve her dream? Pfft, what kind of question is this? It's like so easy. Forget the retest, support Zoe. Alright, Zoe, I'll come see your show. You will? Yep, I'll ask if the retest can be brought forward, but in the event that it can't, I still want to be there for you. Iris. Zoe's eyes grow teary, and a smile filled with relief and gratitude makes her mask her face. Thank you so much, Iris, really. Don't be silly. You're my sister, Zoe, and I want to be there for you. I know how much the show means to you, and even if it means a potential setback in my education, I'm prepared to take that risk. There you go. These are some good priorities. I'll make sure to play your heart. So just make sure to play your heart out, have fun, get scouted by a major record label. No promises on the third one, but you can rest assured that I'll do my best. With you watching me from the audience, there's no way I can fail. Zoe squeezes my hands, giving me a look that makes my knees weak. Well, I guess we should get back to class. Right, well, I guess I'll see you after school. Nice. We totally threw away our future right there, but I regret nothing. I regret nothing. I feel like we're reaching, like, a conclusion. Like, I don't have a timetable, so I'm a little hesitant to start another episode, but at the same time, I mean, I can't just not, you know what I mean? I can't just not, so I guess we'll save it. We'll end the episode here, even ignore all the noise in the background. Hang on a minute. Let's just briefly. There we go. Okay, let's just do this for just half a second. Anyway, so yeah, that is where we will call this episode. There was several cuts in it, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah, so we'll probably just do another one. I'm gonna record another one right after this. I feel like we're headed towards a conclusion. I don't know if that's true. Like, I mean, like, we could only be halfway through. It feels like this is a big monumental kind of choice, you know what I mean? So that kind of feels important, but, like, we'll see. But either way, I think I'll probably still do another. But, yeah, I am certainly having fun. And by the time you're seeing this, you already would have known, but I've started a, I've started a Civilization 5 playthrough. That is my new side game, so that'll be going while this is going, because I'm thinking that there's a fair chance that when I finish this, we'll jump into another visual novel, because I've been really enjoying this one. So there's a fair chance we might jump into another one, or some such things, and visual novels are not always people's cup of tea, especially like Yuri romance ones, and so some people don't enjoy this, and so for those people, I have a Civ 5 playthrough going, of a Germany domination, in a huge map, so there's like 12 to 24 players or something ridiculous. So anyway, so that'll be going for like eternity, because obviously Civ is a huge, very long game anyway, so that'll be going forever. But this is the main game, and after we're done with it, we'll see what's coming next, but it might be another visual novel, so we will see. Anyway, that is going to call for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later. Hi guys. Splat. Oh, we're going, babe. We're going. Oh my lord. Okay, it's fine. I saved it. You see that quick response? My lord, what a tap, though. Me and Buck. We just freaking spirit roasted that guy.